Alright guys, hey, yeah, super excited to help you guys with the stuff that you have, that you are currently facing. I'm super excited basically because I think, I can basically help you guys with that. So the first video, there's two links that I sent in the email earlier. There's one which is more on email stuff. Please go through that. That's part one where I showed you how do I solve, and I go through this report and kind of show you the step-by-step implementation of how I achieve a near 100% deliverability rate, maintaining a really low spam score, and make sure that the domain health is still intact, right? So go through part one. Be sure to do that before you go on with this one, okay? Because this one I'm going to talk about, LinkedIn, cold outreach using LinkedIn, um, which is something that I've battle tested myself, right? You will be able to see, I'll show you the results I was getting. For one of the campaigns, I was actually running multiple campaigns, but I just want to show you results from one campaign. And again, I was running this when I was broke last year, and I needed, quick bucks, within 24, 48 hours, like really needed. And it did help me to get those leads, right? Really fast. But as I mentioned, you got to do something very different. You have to offer something different. You have to offer something upfront so that they can feel, just like you want to establish product market fit, right? You want them to experience the product immediately, and in this context, your company's experience, right? The entire company experience, so that the users can feel it at the you know compress at one single message, right? Okay, so um, I'm gonna show you. So I was using Lagrange machine for this, the tool. You can use a lot of other tools. It doesn't matter. One thing that I like about Lagrange machine is, I can literally do something like this, right? Where I can decide what kind of events, what kind of actions I want to do. I can do like a drip. Similar like when you guys are using email tools, right? Email tools also have drip stuff. Like if you use Klaviyo, for example, they have drip. Apollo also has this capability, but imagine that capability for LinkedIn, and you can literally do like visit profile. Visit profile is going to give you that viewing capability. Someone will see like, I know that you view my profile, something like that, right? So we want to increase visibility, right? Brand presence, then add relation. So this is where you can, add a LinkedIn message, right? Personalized one. How do we want to, how do we introduce the company in the most powerful way, right? But the technique that works for me is basically, I think I tested a couple of messaging. It has to be quite general. I normally start with a compliment, right? A compliment about, I'll research about the leads, and like, if this guy appeared at what event, if this guy has achieved some sort of award, like he got some awards, accolades from recognition from the industry, we can start with that, so it looks genuine, right? It's not like we're trying to be a sales guy, right? So from here you can then do a visit profile again and then send message. Okay, now this is where, once the LinkedIn, become a friend, we can then do the hot sell, right? uh, and normally, you can either, I mean, we can experiment with both, either a short message versus long messaging. um, I I've tested with both. It depends on what you say, but both works. Okay, my preference is long message first in the first one, and then second one and the third one, short message. Okay, on the follow up messages. Like that's my preference. Um, because then, I don't know, there are a couple of things that makes it work. I definitely don't want to delve that too much, right? Because I know you guys also know your stuff as well. You guys may have run campaigns as well, so I'm not gonna so the copy is not what I'm trying to go into. I'm just want to show you, like, the imagine I run, and remember the reason why I can't do a lot of LinkedIn has a limit. Okay, you can't send targeted messages, inbox messages, more than 200 per week. That's the problem. 200 per week, 200 per week or per month. I can't remember, but it was a limit. because of this limit, I can only send this much, right? So I was using four different accounts, and luckily there are, and remember the accounts have to be accounts that have connections. It cannot be like, because the caveat of this um, hack, or is basically you need actual LinkedIn accounts. It's not like LinkedIn ads. Like LinkedIn ads is super expensive. Don't go into that even. It's super expensive. This one is much more reliable. You can see here. Imagine this. I was running 5 different campaigns, same messaging and everything. It's just that I was using the I was leveraging the limit of the 200 limit for each account, and I was sending 1,000 messages, right, contacted, and 31%, almost the same across relations and reply. So I was actually getting around 50 over replies from combined all the 5 campaigns, including this one. And from there, I managed to close a couple of deals, in that same week, 3 or 4 deals worth. I wasn't really looking into big stuff that moment. I was just testing that out to sell some one-time stuff, some website, video stuff, whatever, for $1,000 deals, stuff like that, because I really needed the money. And yeah, man, basically, I didn't record this here because you need to record if you want, right? So, as I mentioned, if you were to compare the part one video, right, that was me covering email outreach, and this is LinkedIn outreach. Between that two, which one would you choose better? My preference is definitely be LinkedIn, because LinkedIn is really fast. I was doing this in less than a week. I already got, and it has to be hot leads. The copy and everything. You have to tackle hot leads. Hot leads close deal faster. It doesn't take 31 days. Hot leads can actually be closed within 7 to 14 days, depending on the deal size. But then again, I was only doing small size of deal sizes, and it's not as huge as what you guys are doing, right? So I think you guys are better at that. So you can literally use your expertise of doing closing huge clients, right? A huge deal with your funnel nurturing tactics. But the only thing that I want to help you guys is to expand the top part, which is what I'm good at. I'm not good at this nurturing part. I'm still learning, but that part there, enlarging the funnel so that there's more leads for you to like. So I'm not saying that email doesn't work. Email does work, but you really have to be precise with your messaging. It also has to be formal, not as casual as LinkedIn, because if you go casual, there's a lot of things you need to consider for email. I've covered that in the first video. But for LinkedIn, the only thing that you need to worry about is getting your LinkedIn account blocked. And the way to solve this, I remember I faced this blocker before. My LinkedIn account was blocked, and I had to like appeal to the LinkedIn accounts team that I won't do it again, yada yada yada. There's a lot of things they asked me to do, verify this and that, and I got my account back. I don't want that to happen to any of you guys, so I would recommend using, companies like, what's going on? It's not loading. There we go. So I would recommend using these guys or mirror profiles to rent a LinkedIn profile that is validated, right? That is validated, and basically having a 500 connections and it has been used 3 months. So this is why you will need to approach them really quickly, because it does take time for them to warm up their accounts for you, because they need to build the connections. It's all real. It's not just some fake spammy way of building an account, So you can even consider these guys as well. It's real. Basically, you can't sniff anything fishy here. It's as real as it gets. You can see Accountify versus fake avatars, right? We don't want to work with companies that sells or rent fake avatars. That's not gonna work. But we need one that is reliable. Fortunately, these, I believe, mirror profiles, I think they're based in Paris, so you guys can always hunt them if there's anything. So it's not far away from London. I'm not sure about Countify though. You'll need to check where they're based at. But as I mentioned, right? So we can test out these guys. You need to reach out to them, reach out to the founders, say that you are interested, because it's going to take 2 weeks at least for them to process the request. There's a wait list, so I would rather, like, if you want to start a campaign as soon as possible, maybe approach them, get a LinkedIn profile rented, something, and then so that in the next 2 weeks, once I'm back, I'll be able to help you guys start running a campaign. Assuming if that doesn't happen, then we can start first with an email campaign. So we can do this like a two-step approach, a two-phase approach. Maybe we can do LinkedIn first, and then email later, or in this case, because we need to wait, maybe email first and then LinkedIn later. Okay, so that means I help you guys set up the email based on part one video, right? And then if everything is set up, we'll blast the emails, see how. And again, I'm not helping you guys too much on the copy, because I know you guys are experts in that, because you guys have closed deals that are way bigger than me, and so I do feel like you guys are experts in this, the copywriting part. The only thing that I will only touch is the tech side of things, the setup, and my goals are to ensure that, one, you can expand from sending to 1,000 to at least 20,000 or even more. Okay, that's my first goal. Second goal is I want to make sure that your domain health and your spam score is not affected while doing that. Okay, so that you will get the maximum results, rather than suffering from no response because the open rates is not even there, it's not even in inbox. These are common problems. Okay, I would love to help you guys solve that. So yeah, let's speak again. I'll be away one whole week next week, so maybe we'll touch base again once I'm back. And yeah, I would love to talk to you guys more. So yeah, take care.